Ladies and gentlemen, Asadin is back! After the last chapter of Chainsaw Man, Fujimoto decided, being cut into pieces wasn't enough. So Katana and Yoru decide to remove Denji's ability to reproduce. This is after a recent trend of Yoru brain damaging Fami to the point where she can only eat and say, elbow. And I have a feeling Denji is next on Yoru's list of victims. Other than that, yay! Chainsaw Man is back! Let's talk about it! This chapter starts rather interesting, and honestly, I'm still not quite sure how to parse it all, but Haruka and Bro Benny are sitting inside of Fami's apartment as they watch TV. They flip through the channels. One is about this one girl who never seemed like she would be the type to date. Another is, interestingly, about the government misusing funds about the devil damages reconstruction to purchase friendly devils. I'm not sure what that means. And finally, one is about adultery. It, though, lands on this one program about this girl talking about how she's living in a completely different world from a year prior, which is causing her to suicidally ideate, pretty much. Even her mom has been paranoid and can't trust anyone, leading herself down a path of, well, conspiracy theories. And it's interesting that as she gives her story, Haruka is glued to the screen and waiting with every bated breath to hear the story. However, it just turns into this girl rooting for Koma Komagawa to continue being their idol. This is because this idol slash reporter was seen in a photo with some married baseball player, and now everyone is only talking about that. And as Haruka points out, the news is talking about everything but what's probably more important, like, random people, turning into monsters with no explanation, the fact that the world is breaking out into several wars, and all people care about is the scandal between two random people. So the fact nobody is talking about their daring prison rescue of Chainsaw Man makes this entire situation feel unreal to Haruka. Asa then chimes in, saying like an NPC in Skyrim, I had 15 minutes of fame too, but then I took an arrow to the knee. No one remembers her anymore, and even to her, she feels like she is dreaming, as Haruka repeats pretty much the same point Bro Benny did, which was that she's kind of missing the point. This is all just entertainment. Now, this could be just a way to cover up the fact that they broke into a prison and then broke Chainsaw Man out, and they don't want people to know, so they're using all of this media to hide the truth. But wow, did I find this pretty topical for what's happening in the world right now? Did you guys? Did anyone else reading this not do a double take and notice how that's pretty much our reality? I mean, not like literally, but like right now there are a lot of pretty grim and dark things happening, and the only things people seem to really care about are what's happening on social media, because there's this sense of apathy. Who is getting into this and that drama, and people tearing each other down to get their aha moments and free kicks on anyone. Like there's some sort of apathy, like this thin layer of apathy that everyone has. But Asa mentions that Denji being Chainsaw Man doesn't feel real either as she turns back to look at him. There is Nail longingly staring at Denji's sleepy face as they question why so many are afraid of this cute kid sleeping before them. I was talking about this with a friend, and they suggested that in Nail's head, they envisioned Denji as either a hot stud or a twink that they'd paint Pochita's nail designs on each other's fingers and stuff. Honestly though, I would have loved to see what Nail was envisioning Denji to be. That would have been so funny. Asa then calls out to Nail about their companion taking too long in the bath as they're all waiting their turn. This part is hilarious because we learn here it's Fami's hideout, so they gotta take it up with her, and well, Fami, she's rather, I guess you could say she's, famished, huh? Because she's gorging herself on a mountain of that good old spaghetti, which is absolutely one of the best meals a person can ever have. So Fami just gained a lot of my respect. Though, let's be real here, she isn't eating because she's the embodiment of famine. No, silly goose. She's eating because she suffered so much brain trauma. All she can do now is say, elbow, and eat like a savage. But to be fair, I'm here for it. I think you let her loose on a devil, she's gonna scream, elbow, and proceed to eat all of her enemies. I love how Nail asks if she's naturally skinny. Just Man, Nail is such a funny character. I really love him. But now on to what I was not expecting to happen in this chapter. Denji wakes up, and I for sure thought they'd make him sleep for a little while longer, but nah, he wakes up pretty abruptly, so that's a nice surprise, and everyone else is surprised naturally too, as his first immediate question is, what happened to Asa's arm? And can I just say that Denji is such a good boy for making sure his girlfriend is okay? Just saying. But Robini then calls Famine, telling her that Denji's awake, but suffering from brain damage, all she can do is continue to die on that good old spaghetti. Haruka is pretty shocked that, Chainsaw Man spoke, though. Nail's daydreaming about who Denji is in their head is completely shattered, wishing that he just go back to sleep after he woke up. Denji ignores them all and continues to ask what happened to her arm, as she explains that his friend cut it off and she doesn't know why, while Denji gives a blank stare at the ceiling and, God, I missed you so much, you beautiful bastard. If I could, I'd hug you right now, Denji. Also, there's a point that I want to mention. This is not in my script that I wrote because it was just sent to me, but somebody pointed out on Twitter that the clothes that Denji is wearing in bed is the exact same clothes that he was wearing as a kid. And I love this tweet here. It says, "This is sick. They have him wearing the childhood trauma fit." I mean, that's depressing, but also hilarious. But it's time for some sweet old revenge over 100 chapters in the making. Katana Man goes Black Hawk on Denji's junk as he proclaims this moment to be the best post-bath moment of his life, which I gotta ask, what are the others? Also, what the hell, man? You can have post-bath moments? What bullshit is this? I want one of those too. Well, anyway, Katana Man tells Denji he returned his balls right where they belong so he could ring the gong of revenge with his foot as he tells Chainsaw to transform so they can go another round. Denji realizes now that this is not a dream. Asa reminds Katana that this is not the deal, and that the fighting only starts after Denji explains everything. Now, I could be wrong. I am probably the dumbest out of all the Chainsaw Man channels out there. I'm like the Denji of, I guess, Chainsaw Man channels, if you want to put it that way. But I think, I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure I theorized this previous point in one of my videos about Asa doing something similar to this. Not gonna take the W here because I don't fully remember, and also because my satchel is only full of L's currently. I gotta drop him off back at my place. But Haruka backs up Asa too, telling him he should show Denji respect. But nobody asks Yoru her thoughts as she goes Black Hawk as well on Denji's private area. And is it just me, or does Asa's kick seem more intense than Katana's was? I mean, can we power rank the two kicks? Can we somehow figure out which one was the more powerful one? I don't know. Anyways, the chapter then ends with Yoru going face to face with Denji, telling him that she doesn't need his human form. She wants Chainsaw Man, as Denji stares back into the eyes of one terrifying, technically young woman. I also love how Bro Benny tells Haruka that he doesn't feel safe around these people, but Haruka is like, bro, we got nowhere to go. But I have to ask, is anywhere safe, Bro Benny? I would say your sister, but there seems to, only be a 1% chance of her activating her true powers, and the other 99% she's about as useful as Aqua in a tavern. Is it just me, or does Fujimoto make sure Denji suffers every single chance he gets? Our man just got disassembled and put back together, and both his boyfriend and girlfriend decided to take out their revenge on his family legacy. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at Katana Man. He hit the gym. He got super fucking swole. Just go back and look. Katana Man wasn't as buff as he is now, but now he's a bodybuilder, and it's all just because he wants to, I guess, kill Denji. But as for the chapter as a whole, this was a very fun little chapter with some nice little tidbits in it. For one, Bro Benny and Haruka watching TV, you can get a sense that, besides the bizarre nature of their world and entertainment, it's probably nice that poor Bro Benny can sit down and watch the TV and relax. Joking aside, he does seem like a super chill guy, so I'm happy he got that little reprieve from all the heart attack-inducing anxiety being around Asa is. Speaking of Asa, oh my god, the Asa Den fangirl inside of me was internally screaming out in joy when they interacted in this chapter. Ugh! Fujimoto is very clearly playing with our hearts now, and he knows it. I, for one, just hope this doesn't end in heartbreak. I love them both so much. Either way, it's been a couple weeks since our last video, and I just want to take a second to thank everyone who has been watching and supporting. There's going to be no plugs or anything like that on this video. Kind of exhausted, don't want to do it. But making these Chainsaw Man videos and seeing all the positive support for them, it's just beyond what I expected. So I have a little bit of an announcement coming up soon. I can't tell you when because I need to get my ducks in a row first, and I often make the mistake mistake of announcing too many things too early, so just wait, we'll get there. But really, this is because I want to give back the support you all have given me, because that's how much it means to me. So until then, thank you all so much for watching. Thankfully, Bi-Weekly Devil has been vanquished in the meantime, as next week is a new chapter, and I'm so hyped. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.